Welcome to your Midweek Minute. It is your Pastor Darrell here from Washington Church of the Nazarene, and I'm coming to you from our local courthouse. A little bit different, I know. A little bit different of a Midweek Minute this week. I'm sure people are going to be driving by wanting to know what that big guy is doing on the steps. But just want to take a moment to ask you a question. It's concerning two words. Do you see the opportunity, or do you make the excuse? See, we make excuses for everything, and when we do so, we miss those opportunities. And I'm wondering, but Pastor Darrell, is that really biblical? You know, I was thinking of just recently how much the New Testament has actually contributed to Paul. And Paul was a great apostle that was against the move of Christianity before his conversion. But over half of the New Testament was attributed to the writings of Paul. Over half was attributed to the writings and the influence of Paul. Some say 13 to 14 books were his writings himself. And 4 of those books were written while he was in jail. And that legal process would have started in a building just like what's behind me here. I'm going to let that truck go by. See, Paul spent some time in jail. He spent a lot of time in legal. He spent time being beaten. And instead of making excuses, he saw that as an opportunity to write. And it's because of his opportunity to write that we are able to grow in our spirituality. So I'm going to ask you today, friends, do you see opportunity, or are you too busy making excuses? See, we can make an excuse of why this happens and that happens or that happens, or we can try to look to see what the opportunity is. See, Paul saw his imprisonment as great time for writing, and some of his greatest writings came while he was in prison. And his greatest writings came besides the fact of him being beaten and put in prison. So regardless of looking at excuses, he looked at the opportunity. So I want to encourage you today, friends, look at the opportunities instead of making excuses. We all have excuses, but let's make opportunities from those excuses. I love you and I'm praying for you. Until next week, have a great rest of your week.